Hello, hi, and welcome to the day one of the Dare to Thrive Summit. I'm so sorry for everyone who had been waiting to join the live stream on YouTube. We experienced some technical difficulties. By we, I mean I, and I'm so sorry about that. So I decided to, make this video and replace it with the live stream instead. So till the technical difficulty is sorted out. For some reason, it was only the voice that I was able to stream on YouTube and not the video, and I wanted you to see me. All right, so let's get to it. So I'll just make this very short because a lot of people had already spent some time waiting, so I would not take too much of your time. This is day one. Welcome. I'm happy to welcome you here. So before I start, I want to clarify some things. What is Dare to Thrive? What is Thrive Easy movement or society, and what is Thrive Easy Club membership? So I want to start by saying that Thrive Easy is what I feel like is my calling, is my ministry. It's something that I live and I embody, and I'm passionate about teaching people how to teaching people how to thrive easy, what the tools I use, what are the things I tried to just share and see if it can work for other people too. So this is Thrive Easy in general. So I have free communities of women on Facebook and on Telegram called Thrive Easy Community. Anybody can join. And then I decided to reach more people. I already have an existing membership of single mothers called the Wonder Mom Group. About 40 single moms that I support and I coach. It's a close family. It's a membership. It's a safe space for women to express themselves and to seek help, and we help each other. So Thrive Easy Club is similar to the Wonder Moms society, and Thrive Easy Club is a membership. It is the enrollment will be open on Monday, and it is going to be a membership where we'll discuss anything pertaining to thriving, really, basically everything. We would discuss issues like joy, productivity, parenting, wealth, financial literacy, online business, digital products. Those are the things that I know well and I can teach you. So Thrive Easy, okay, this Dare to Thrive Summit now is a 6-day event that I'm using to reach more people, to teach, to share my experiences over the past 1 year when I began to share openly and support more women, more people here and there. So this summit is an attempt to reach more people, to share more openly, and to let you know what has been going on in my circle, in my inner community, and to allow more people who feel like okay, they like what they're hearing, who feel like okay, they have the same goals as we have, to join us. Okay, so after this 6-day summit, enrollment for the Thrive Easy Club would open. There are only 10 spots available, and I just want 10 founding members to start with and find our fifth. And subscription for the club membership will be quarterly, or it could be monthly. You would decide. More information would drop on before Monday, when the enrollment will open and you can begin to pay and get in. One spot has been taken already by one fantastic woman and now there are only 9 spots remaining. So I hope you get in. I hope you will join me in my inner circle. So let's get to it. If you haven't yet, please join my group on Facebook, on my free community on Facebook and on Telegram, where I'll be sharing more. My women, my people would also be sharing there. We hope to share more with people and connect with more people and spread the gospel of thriving easy to as many people as we can. So The summit is going to last for 6 days, and don't forget to check our timetable and mark your calendars for the dates. So the topic for the day is defining joy and productivity, the true definitions of thriving. So in this context now, I've tried to place thriving into 3 categories. The first is joy, and the second is productivity, and then the third is wealth. So the purpose of this class, of this session I'm sorry, I'm a lecturer, so I'm used to having classes. So this purpose of this session is to communicate how important it is to have a proper definition of these things, as well as whatever it is that we chase, we aspire to, or we want. We need to properly define them. So this is today's topic. So like how do you define thriving, and what are the things that you would look out for? Because after you define something, it means that you can now have some benchmarks and some points to look at and to say, okay, I'm doing well, I'm not doing well, I can improve on this and improve on that. And the reason why you want to do that is because I think to grow, most of us want to grow, like personally. You want to improve, and the only way you can improve is to know where you are and where you need to be, and then you now try to bridge the gap, right? So if you don't really know where you're going, you can't really access where you are, and it's harder to now try to bridge the gap and try to grow and try to achieve what you want to achieve. So I want you to under this video ask questions, leave comments, like and share the video to people you think might benefit, people who are passionate about growing and thriving and improving in all spheres of their life. So please share the links with friends, and I would start the today's session with joy. I'll start with joy. So what is joy? What does joy mean to you? What does joy mean from the English word of it, or from your local language? What is joy? You need to know. So if you go to the dictionary, you'll see the different versions of what joy means. Basically, you see happiness. You see it means pleasantness, experiencing pleasantness, experiencing pleasure. And then if you are religious, if you go to your religious books, you go to the Bible, the Quran, or if you are Buddhist or whatever, in all those contexts there are definitions of what joy means. But I always tell people that it's fine that there are rules, and in religion, and the dictionary has already defined this for you. But as a person, I always say that you need to sit down and figure out if this thing is true. It probably is true, but you need to at least say, okay, I sat down and I've confirmed this definition to be true. I've confirmed that this is actually what I want for myself before you begin to pursue anything. So if you are pursuing joy, you must know, okay, I want that pleasant. You must be able to really define it, so that when you have it, you have it. The reason why you must do that is because sometimes you already have everything you need, but because you didn't really define it, you don't know that you have it. You are still struggling. You're still looking anyway. How the Yoruba say that that kind of thing. So what you're looking for is already right there on your body. Is already there, but you're traveling thousands of miles just to look for something that is already here. So meaning that you're just wasting your time and energy and effort because you did not really define it. So you couldn't recognize it when it happened to you. And that is why you see a lot of people going through what I call suffering in their success. They already have joy, but because they're not really sure, they've not defined it, you look at them, it's like you have everything you should to be happy, but they are not, because they might not have defined it properly. And you see a lot of people, it happens with with wealth, with productivity. So you see people, achieving things here and there, and then if you talk to them, they'll tell you, oh, this they've not, they feel this, they have this, they feel they have this imposter syndrome and all of that. And that is also always because you've not really defined what these things mean to you, so that when you have it, you can celebrate properly. For instance, if for productivity now, I say I just want to make sure that I get to work on time, like 8 a.m. It means that if I do get to work at 8 a.m., I have achieved something for that day. And at least for that day, I should say, at night when I get home and I'm reviewing my day, I should be able to say, okay, it was a good day. Like, I did everything I set out to do. But if you do not define it, you don't define the things you want to achieve that particular day, you will get home. Even if you did like 1,000 things, like correctly, 1,000 good things, but you didn't really plan that day, or you might there's still a chance that you feel a little off. Maybe you can just remember one thing that you didn't do, and it will just put you in some kind of mood. And that's because you are not, you've not properly defined what it is that you want to achieve with your day as per productivity. And the same thing goes for wealth. What is wealth? Everybody thinks, when you hear wealth, everybody's head, everybody wants to be wealthy, right? But we all think, if you ask everybody to now sit down, ask 10 people to sit down and say, okay, what would make you wealthy? You see that the answers would be different. So for some people, if they get ₦1 million today, their life would change. They would become, wealth has come. But for some people, even $1 million itself is not even okay. It's not enough. So, what's your magic number? In financial literacy, there's something called magic number. Like, what number do you aspire to, that when you have that amount of money, you know for sure that you are okay? So what is that your magic number? And all these things you can, it boils down to the topic for this session, which is definitions. What is your definition of all these things that you are chasing, all your goals, all the good things that the society says, oh, they are good joy, oh, you have to be productive, oh, you have to be wealthy? What is your own definitions? Because if you do not define it very well, you will be running a rat race, and that never ends, and you'll probably not really be as happy as you should. So at the end of this session, I would really like for you to try out some journaling, write out three questions now that I want you to answer. What does joy mean to me? The second question, of course, what does productivity, what does it mean to me? Daily, monthly, and maybe yearly. What does this mean to me? And then, what does wealth mean to me? How do I define wealth? The dictionary would define, some people think wealth is money, but some people would tell you, or the dictionary will tell you, that wealth means abundance. And abundance, when you talk about abundance can be, it can be in hair. You can have a lot of hair, and you're wealthy that way. You can have a lot of maybe things that are not material, but you have them in abundance. That is wealth. Wealth means abundance of things that are valuable, things that you can call assets, things that valuable. So value, so it is possible for you to have a lot of valuable things, but they're not really like money inclined. So many people chase money, and then when they eventually blow, when they have all this money, maybe whatever it is, fame, they get it, and then they realize that, okay, actually this is not as fulfilling as I thought it would be. There's still something missing. Like, why would you see people have like millions of dollars and they are still like unhappy, and in of course you can be unhappy in other areas, right? Like, still unhappy in wealth context, and you're like, okay, so what is it that you really want? You have all these things, and most people will tell you that they never really thought about it. Most people just want to, like, oh, I just want to be wealthy, and oh, I just want to be happy. Like, if you don't do that, you won't even know when you're there. And that is why this is important. That is why, this conversation is really important for us to know what we want in our own words, not what the dictionary says, not what anybody says. Like, look inside of you. I always tell people that, I have this theory that when God created us, He put something really, really important in us that feels like Him, feels like God Himself. Like, I feel like God put Himself in us, and that if we go inwards, if we go inside of us, we can find answers to to life, to our future, to our today. We can find joy and peace and fulfillment, and we can know exactly what we want and how we want it, without looking at your neighbor, without looking at anybody, without looking at a book, without looking at the dictionary. You can know that, okay, this is what I want it this way and this way and this way, because you took time to just relax and think and connect with yourself, connect with God, and connect with God's creation, and you would be able to define all these things yourself. So if you don't already, there's need for you to at least maybe every day find, even if it's 5 minutes, to stay quietly somewhere and try to connect, try to not think. Sometimes thinking it doesn't really get you anywhere, because when you think, you are putting data that you've gathered from your surroundings, from your neighbor, from your friends, from your bosses. That is what you are putting together, and that is not, it doesn't really take you far enough. When you want to have quiet time, what you should try to do is try to not think too much, but just try to let go and surrender, and see how you can connect to your body and feel and be present and be conscious about what is happening in your physical body. And if you are, then you would most likely be conscious of what's happening in your at the spirit level and all of that. But I don't want to get too spiritual about all these things. The main point is to truly define the things that we want and the things that we aspire to. So please, if you have questions, I'll be very, 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 very happy to answer them. You can leave questions under the comment section, or you can leave your questions on the groups, so that in the next video, for the next session, where would be talking about why is even important, why do we even want joy, and do we want wealth, and do we want to be productive in the first place? Why like, at least this life is really vanity. So why do we crave all these things? So that is what we will be talking about next, and I hope that you would join me, and I hope that I hope I didn't take so much of your time. And like I said, the whole point of the takeaway that I want you to have is that if you don't, you need to have it written down, not just in your head. Like, what is your definition of all this, of joy, of productivity, of wealth? Like, not just in your head. I keep saying it, not just in your head. Get a book, get a pen, write it down on your phone, and all of that. So if you stay true to the end, there's going to be a workbook where you will have all these prompts. You can print it out, and you can use it to journal and all of that. So stay tuned. There's I'm going to give that out, and you must be registered so that I will have your email address and I will deliver it straight to your inbox. So thank you so much for being here, for everything, for your support, for telling your friends about the summit. And the summit continues tomorrow, where I'll be chatting with an amazing woman in my immediate community, who have been we have been on this journey, on this Try Visit journey together for a while now, and we'll just be discussing about our challenges, our struggles, our strategies, the things we know but we've not been able to do. All those things will be real, because that is the whole point. That is the whole point of me. That is what I believe in. Being real with our vulnerabilities, with our challenges. I believe that is where the lessons are, and I believe in failure It is when you fail that you learn. Like today now, I failed. I'm supposed to be live, but here I'm, I have to do a recorded video instead. I was going to go live so that we can interact, you can ask questions, I can answer the questions on here, but I ran into some difficulty, and that is life. Things will always come, things you did not plan for, things you did not expect. And so what do we do in times like that? And that is where I've become an expert sort of at doing that. I've been able to remain joyful and remain positive despite being having like two failed relationships where I had children in both of them. So I'm a single mom of 3. I live alone with my kids. I raise them by myself. So I've been able to find joy despite all of that. I've been able to be productive, move on from be productive. I live with my kids, like I said, so I've been able to still define what I want to do daily, monthly, yearly, to define it and to find strategies to get it done despite the tight schedule. Like I'm trying to conclude I'm I'm concluding my PhD in a matter of months, maybe 1 or 2 months, and I still have to get the kids, raise them, get them ready for school every day, get them happy and know what's going on in their lives. And I have my community of over 40 moms who from time to time need 1 or 2 things, encouraging words, starting up something, and I'm still there to support all of them. I have my own family too, my sisters, my parents, and my friends, and all of that. And I have my businesses, so where I try to make extra money for the hustle, like to live a good life. So my point is that I've become somewhat of an expert at being resilient, at staying joyful, at staying productive, and making money despite of everything. Because for the past 1 year now, I've not gotten my salary due to ASU IPPIS issues with federal government employed lecturers. So I'm one of the few people who, for some reason, their salaries have not dropped for 12 months. So the last salary I got was in January 2020. So I've survived through the pandemic, and 2 different sets of pandemics. So I've been able to still pay my bills, take care of my children, and yes, with the help of many people, with the help and support of many people, but I've been able to thrive through it. And that is why I'm calling myself some kind of expert around that. So I've had to learn how money works, how budgeting, investment, and these are all the things that I know quite well, and I'm looking forward to teach more women, more people who want to learn. So enough about me. I want to connect more with you, so please join my follow and join my communities where you share with me, and I would also share from my wealth of knowledge and experience. I can say that. So it's been a really, really interesting life, and I've been thriving through everything that life has put my way against all odds, and I'm looking forward to helping more women do the same, because one of the things I enjoy the most is seeing women win, seeing women do extraordinary things, especially women who previously felt like they couldn't, who previously felt like their life was over, who previously felt like they were failures and they couldn't really do much, who have been feeling overwhelmed from 1 or 2 things. It could be everybody have different things that they're struggling with, but it is my joy to help people, like no matter what it is, to help people get up and dust their asses off and then go get what they want. Something you've already defined. Have you defined it? Yes, because let's not forget, this topic is to define it. So if you have defined it, the reason why you must define it, then go get it. And if you need help, you should join my free or paid communities. I have products, I have ebooks, I have classes that can help. So I'll be going now. Thank you so much for watching this to the end. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I have to go now. Please tell more people about this. Share, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. All right, bye.